All right, what is up, Bean Apple fans? Before we get started, wanted to take a quick second. Apologize, obviously for yesterday. Jim was a little under the weather. I went to had tickets to Mariners game, so schedules got kind of tight and all screwed up. So pushed it to today. Hopefully you got the message on Facebook, but if not, I do apologize. But here we are. Hopefully you guys jump in, get the notifications, and come talk to us today. So before this is so we're coming up on I think our 1 year mark here pretty soon of actually started with the podcast originally, and before we came onto YouTube. So I think we're coming up on a year here in about a month or so, right? I believe it was the end of June or so that we started, maybe early July. But it's been a little while since we've had a time. We've actually kind of told you guys who we are and what we are. So if you're brand new to the show, you're just watching for the first time, or you just joined us recently, just to give you an idea, like the Bean Apple was created in the sense of a Beantown and Big Apple mentality. Those personalities, those sports passions from those two cities coming together. John being from Boston, Jim being from Jersey. I'm also originally from Jersey, but all over the country now, obviously. But so that's kind of the idea behind the concept behind what the Bean Apple was supposed to be, was bringing clashing two personalities from the two of the biggest sports markets together. So we do talk Boston, New York sports a lot, but we also talk everything. So the idea is to get perspective from two different market segments. So I think it's something that isn't prevalent on YouTube, which is why we're doing it. It's not just an echo chamber of one team. It's not yelling and screaming at each other like the ESPN things, but it's gaining perspectives from two giant marketplaces. And the great thing for you guys is you either love New York or you hate Boston, or you hate New York and you love Boston. But everybody has that, I think, in common, right? Like you either love the Patriots or you hate the Patriots. You either love the Yankees or you hate the Yankees. Like it doesn't matter what sports marketplace you're in, you can connect with one of us on here. And I think that's what this makes this extremely unique and dynamic. So with that, please drop in whatever you guys want. We're here to just talk about sports. It's our escape. It's a man or woman escape, whatever you want to be. If you're a sports fan, this is our time to just talk sports. If you don't get to do it during the day, you don't get to do it during the week, we get together now and we just talk sports and have some fun. So with that, please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, come join us. We do it every Monday and Thursday, except for today is a special edition, if you will. But normally, like clockwork, we'll be here. So please hit that subscribe button, join us every time, and let us know who you hate, who you love, and bash all you want. I think all of us can take it. We've been doing it to each other for almost a year now, so fire away. So yeah, like I said, Jim from Jersey, John, Boston native, living up in Maine now. So there's your perspectives. So please let us know what you guys think about whatever, and let's talk about whatever you want. So with that, how you guys doing today?
Doing better than yesterday. Yesterday
Yeah.
I was struggling a little bit, so I was glad you went to the Mariners game so I could have the night off, and feeling good today. So I'm ready to go.
Yeah. I needed about a day of rest afterwards too. So
Same here. I'm doing great because the Red Sox won last night and the Yankees lost. So it's unfortunate we didn't get to talk about kind of the scores as we were going on, but that's okay. Sox won, Yankees didn't. That's all that matters. I mean, the Yankees cannot beat Tampa, it seems like. Cannot.
Well, hold on. We just won 2 out of 3 in Tampa. What do you mean?
Yeah,
Can't beat Tampa?
I'm talking about from last year, Jim, too. All right, look.
Okay. Yeah.
So
It's a new year. We won 2 out of 3.
Look, I'm
2
going
out
to
of 3.
make shit up as I go along about the
You can.
Yankees. It's going to be the truth because I'll
Yeah.
have something to back it up. I'll talk 3 years ago, maybe. I don't know.
But you're going to make stuff up. It's going to be the truth. Okay. Okay. I think that's what you just said.
Look, as
Yep.
George Costanza once said on Seinfeld, it's not a lie if you believe it.
That's
okay?
right. There you
It's
go.
not a lie if you believe
There you
it.
go.
That's the
Yeah,
truth.
actually, my sister and mother went to the game last night, and I don't know what my sister's record is. I think it's better than your record, Joe. Going to games and them winning, them losing every time.
that's not hard to do. It's not hard
Yeah.
to do.
No, I mean, yeah. Well, when you're a Mariners fan, yes. I usually, when I go to the Yankee game, they usually win because they usually win most of the time, right? Right, John?
No, they don't. They didn't win last night. Maybe you should have went last night.
They won the night I went in Baltimore a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we're talking Baltimore though. Talking playoffs.
Yeah,
Playoffs.
I'll be in Baltimore next week. I think
Nice.
Tampa Bay is going to be in Baltimore next week, so I'll probably go see. I guess I'll root for the Orioles.
Ooh.
With your Yankee hat on, they'll be confused as shit. I like
that's
it.
right. Hey, it's great.
Like,
Yeah.
who's this guy up here?
Do we love him? Do we hate him? I
Yep.
don't know. Yeah.
I mean, it's such a we talked about the stadium there in Camden Yards, but when you go to Yankee Stadium forever, you can't deviate from your seat, right? You try and go anywhere, somebody stops you. Hold on, no, don't do. Over there, no one even asks you where you sit. You could walk and sit anywhere. It's probably like a lot of other stadiums, but it's such a different feeling for me when I walk in and no one even asks me. I could walk all the way down to the first row by the field. Not one person stops you. Hey, how you doing? Hey, have a good night. Hey, how's the weather? It's like everyone's just happy.
Right.
I'm not used to that. When you go to Yankee Stadium, get the hell back there. Get in the back. You're not
No
allowed down
pressure.
here.
Let me see your tickets. Where are you going? You don't sit down here. Yeah.
That's right.
Right.
That's because that's all people do is try and get down to the
I
bottom row.
guess. But people are honest in all these other cities.
Yeah. Well, no, it's just because the stadiums don't fill up. So they're like, please go sit down up front.
Yeah.
So the
Whatever you
cameras,
want,
so it looks
yeah.
a little bit better. Ugh.
Well, shit, at Fenway, you can't even get up to the Monster unless you have Monster seats. You're stopped well before you even get close to there.
Well,
So.
John, we know there's a workaround for that.
Wear your uniform.
There you
it
go.
gets you anywhere. And I
Right.
mean, I don't even think we were paying for food or anything that day, were
That's
we, Joe?
great.
I
We
don't
were
think
just
so.
getting everything, and that's coming up here at the end of the month. That was what 2012?
Yeah, that was Memorial Day.
Was it 2012, 2013, somewhere around there?
Well,
We'll have
that
to pull up
long
that
ago?
video. Oh yeah, it was a while ago.
Wow. I remember when you were there. Holy cow. That's
Yeah, it was against the Phillies. I got to meet Jimmy Rollins because he took my baseball. I dropped it. He took it. I was like, "Come on, Jimmy!" And he grabs it and just kind of looks at me like a dick and turns around. I'm like, "Seriously, man, you're gonna do that?" And he turns around, laughing. We chuckled, and then I kind of said to him, "Look, man, I'm kind of bigger than you. I didn't realize I was, but I kind of tower over you right now, Jimmy. So you need to be careful."
should have
I'm
took a swing
kidding.
at him. Should have took a swing.
He
With
still
your
would
uniform on.
have kicked my ass. I'm sure he would have kicked my ass. So
Most likely.
but
Well,
no,
Ryan
we got a
Howard was
great
also
picture,
right
too.
there too. So.
Yeah.
yes, he was. Look,
And he
I'm
was a lot
fighting
bigger.
Ryan Howard before Jimmy Rollins because if I'm going to get my ass kicked, it's not going to be by a guy who's smaller than me. It's going to be by a guy who everyone's going to say, "Well, it was Ryan Howard. He should have kicked
That's
your
right.
ass." You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right. Yeah, he
Get
was
those
slightly.
big paws on you. It's over.
yeah, if you're going to get a beat down, get a beat down. You know,
Right.
don't half-ass it. So.
Exactly. Yeah, he was a little bit, just a smidge bigger than us.
I remember he was just crushing the ball too. My God, he was just nailing, going to left field. See, there was a left-handed hitter, man, that could go the
Wow.
opposite way, and you can't play you couldn't play the shift on Ryan Howard. We're
That's
going
right.
to get into a little shift talk, even just
Yes.
talking about our memory, Joe. But
Yeah.
I mean, nobody could play the shift on Howard. Nobody could. He was like Pappy. You know, you're not going to do it. Pappy will put the ball all over the place, even though he went to right field most of the time. He would bang off that wall every once in a while and pull out a double. So it was kind of nice.
Yeah.
No, it's
So
good.
something I wanted to bring up on the show. This is going to go a little bit, kind of go to Jim's traveling to Baltimore.
Uh-oh.
So NFL schedule pops out, right?
Yep.
What's the most anticipated game of the year? Tampa coming to New England, right?
Whoa. Jets, Jags, by far.
I mean,
most
that's the second. That's ranked number 2, Joe. Believe it
All
or not,
right.
that's ranked number 2.
Is it really?
So, no, not at all.
Oh,
Not
if
at
you
all.
believe
Not
it,
at all.
if you believe it.
If you believe it, it's not a lie. So, no. So I go on the Patriot website. Now, this is the Patriot website where they sell tickets for like face value. So apparently they're not face value. They're not all the same. Not all games are created equal, apparently. The cheapest ticket that it's starting, and it's just right now. Never mind if they're both like, God forbid, 3-0 at the time or some crazy shit like that. Nosebleed seats, $1,400. Nosebleed, $1,400.
For the whole row?
No, for one seat. And you have to buy like a minimum of 4.
Jesus.
So then I started thinking, what would the wife do right now if I just spent about 6 G's in football tickets when she sees that coming out of the account? I'd have to go live at Foxborough is what I'd have to do.
Yeah. Walking the
so-
mile. Walking the mile.
Yeah, walking a mile. Dead man walking right
Dead man
here.
walking here.
So then I did the math. I said, I wouldn't mind going to an away game this year. Carolina, like I told you guys, Carolina popped up. Nice and warm in November still, probably
Yep.
50s, 60s. So I price out 2 tickets, two airline tickets round trip, 2 football tickets, a hotel, estimate probably, couple hundred, $200-$400 for food and drinks for 2-3 days. And it's less than $1,000. Less than $1,000.
Wow.
That's the way to go.
So it's like, I mean, as much as I would love to see that game, and as much as it's a Sunday night game and how awesome it would be, I mean, I guess if I had $1,400 to just piss away, I probably would. You know what I mean? But then I'd probably be pissing away $4 or $5 grand a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a Sunday night. It's going to be hyped up, and God, I can just imagine. I almost want to buy a couple just to resell them.
Yeah.
To be quite honest,
Right. And you
because
will.
I could probably double my money.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, God forbid if the Pats are 3-0 and the Bucks are 3-0. What are you laughing at,
That's fine.
Joe? You're talking about 11 wins for the Jets.
You got jokes?
So hold on. So now that you're laughing, our first 3 games of the season is Miami,
Lost.
the Jets,
Win.
and the Saints. All 3 winnable games.
Yeah.
All 3 winnable games.
Yeah, of course you guys get to play the Saints after Drew Brees retires.
So do you. I mean,
always something.
I-
always something.
so
Actually,
do you.
Giants are too.
It's
all
a
are.
division game, Joe. We're playing that division this year.
Yeah, I
So
know.
we all do. So
I know. Can never
hey,
get away from Tom Brady.
you can't. You just
1 year
can't.
off. 1 year off.
So I'm going to call it. They're both going to be 3-0. It's going to be so hyped. It's going to be freaking madness. Those tickets will be going for 3-4 G's a piece at the very end.
Yeah.
Somebody that's around Boston that has a shit ton of money that don't care is going to promise his kid, and Johnny B's going to swoop right in and only mark it up like 4,000 or 5,000%. That's all.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Put the order in now.
God, the American dream. The
You could
American
go down to
dream.
Miami. Why don't you go watch them in Miami?
They are playing the last week of the season, of course, in Miami. I hope to God that game means nothing then, because we never win down there,
No.
especially after like December.
Hmm?
December, January, we don't win down in Miami. Shit,
Yeah.
November we don't. So I just thought that was insane. I wanted to share it with you guys and whoever's
It is.
listening out there. 1,400 though. Even Jets tickets, Joe and Jim, to come up to New England are $350 a piece right now. I don't understand that.
Ah,
Yeah, it's
So-
insane.
Zach Wilson. He's the real deal. Everybody wants to see the kid.
I hope you're right for you.
It's
I hope
got to
you're
be it,
for you.
right? It's got to
But
be
they're
it.
still not winning more than 6 games. I already looked at their schedule.
But
They'll
think
be
about
lucky to win 6.
if that game goes, they're 3-0. They're both 3-0 going into that game. Patriots are going to get destroyed. I would not want to go to that game as a Patriots fan. I would not want to go. I don't care what Bill Belichick is
Time
going to
out.
get. Oh man, Brady's just going to toil with that team.
Keep talking. Keep
You
talking.
know it's
I was
going to
waiting
happen
for this.
You
I
know
was
it.
waiting
Come
for
on,
this.
you can't.
But I thought it was going to come
cannot-
from Jim.
You
thought it was gonna
cannot
come from Jim.
legitimately think the Patriots are going to stand up against the Buccaneers. You can't.
I'm not going to say that they would win. I'm
They're
not
not
going to
even-
say that they would win.
it's-
But what games do Belichick teams normally win? The ones they're not expected to. They just do.
They're not gonna
they're-
win. There's
I'm
no
not
way.
saying that they're going to win. Tampa, I mean, look, Tampa should be the Super Bowl favorites over Kansas City.
Look
They
at what
truly should.
Yeah, look what they did
Their
to
whole
Kansas
team
City.
is bad. Their whole team is bad. I get it. But I'm telling you, I mean, shit, they've been calling plays for Brady for 21 years. They know what he can do, what he can't do. What would you do playing Tom Brady? You're going to blitz him, right? You're going to send everybody up there. They know their weakness. The problem is Tampa has 6 receivers that can catch the ball.
Yeah, and a great offensive line.
And a great offensive line. They
And
do.
awesome running
And a
backs.
really good defense and great linebackers. So Cam's
You
just
see
gonna
my
have
point.
to toast the secondary. Don't worry, it's going to be a shootout.
You
It's going to be a shootout.
toast
You're
the
hearing it here
secondary.
now.
Toast
the
the secondary.
Toast
With
the
what?
secondary.
With what? His 80 passing yards in a game.
No way, man. We got Hunter Henry. We got 2 tight ends. It's gonna be that game is gonna be like that's gonna be like an old Giant game. And I know I keep going back to OJ Anderson. He's just my favorite Giant running back. He truly was. That guy could pound the ball like Earl Campbell. He really could for a couple of years at least. That's what the Pats would have to do to even think of staying in the game against Tampa. Ball control, ball control, ball control.
So the question for me is, who's going to have the tighter game against the Bucs? Which one of our teams is going to have the smallest point differential this year?
It's going to be between the Giants and Pats.
Yeah.
Because the Jets
By the way,
just don't have.
Joe, boom. Okay, Joe, close your.
Joe, close
It's
it.
me on
No way the Jets are going to come close because they still don't. There you go.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be between the Pats and Giants. There's no way the Jets are going to contend. They still don't have a defense yet. They just don't.
No, I know. I agree.
Giants have a good defense. Giants have Saquon Barkley back. Depending on how their tight end game is, depending on how they use what's his face there, the slot receiver, Waddle. You know, they get good wide receivers.
Not Waddle.
Waddle. What are you talking about? Waddle.
Waddle's in
Come on.
Miami.
Get out of
Waddle's
here.
in Miami. Sorry.
Forget about it.
The
Tony.
kid from
Tony.
kid from Florida. All right, Tony.
Tony.
So Giants have weapons, but do they have the line to protect?
That's going to be the question, right?
That would
'Cause
be the question.
Tampa has their whole line back.
Yeah.
And what week is that? I think it's like week 7 or something, week 8 maybe, when we play Tampa, because we play KC. I want to say week 6, or maybe it's a little bit after that, 6, 7, something like that. But yeah. So Tampa. I don't have it up here. I had it up a little while ago.
Let me look. Let's see. You know what? Real quickly, I find it disheartening that we play the Jets, meaning we play the Patriots twice before we play anybody else in the division.
I seen that.
We are
Really?
done. Week 6. Week 6,
we're done.
We're done.
Yeah.
So they're figuring that it's not going to come down to anything for you two at the end, because
Well,
otherwise it would be
No,
there would
yeah.
be a divisional
Well, no.
game at the end.
So the last 3 out of 5 games, and here's where I don't like the schedule for us, man. We go Buffalo, Colts, Buffalo. What? Why? Why are they doing that this year? I think they were doing it with the Jets too, with somebody. And then we play Jags and then Miami. So we play 3 division games out of the last 5
That's how
with
it should be.
with a stop in between the Colts. That's fine, but it shouldn't be, Bills, so-and-so Bills. I mean, why waste that? It's like, why waste the Jets week 1 and 6? You know what? And
2 and 6.
2 and 6. Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Right.
I'm sorry. We open up against Miami. But Miami, we go 1 and 17. Week 1 and week 17. So,
Yeah.
what are they
So-
thinking there?
Do you think they tweak that? They put that formula in and it spits it out. Do you think anybody looks at it and says, you know what would be better? Let's move this to here. Do you think they do that, or is it just hit submit and it's out?
No, I think it's a lot of negotiating and
I mean,
You
yeah,
think-
there has
you
to be
think
some
so?
human factors involved. I'm sure they go by mostly whatever, because they got that whole team. They had the guy who runs that, and that is like that's like an Einstein equation that they do for the NFL schedule. It's actually very impressive. And he was talking about that now that they're done, they're going to take a couple weeks off and then start on next year's. But it's just like there has to be some human factors in it. I mean, like Green Bay, they got what, 5 or 6 primetime games?
do they?
So do they know something the rest of the NFL doesn't know?
That's going to be pretty
because-
bad if they're all Jordan Love primetime games.
Yeah, so they got 1, 2. They get 2 out of the first 3.
They'll
3,
flex out of
2,
them.
3, 4, 5. They got 5 primetime, and then like a lot of late 425 games, like against the Rams,
Yeah.
the Browns, the Seahawks, the Chiefs. I mean, Green
those will
Bay
all
has
be
a pretty tough
televised.
schedule. Yeah, so they're all going to be televised, but they got 5 legit 8:00 games. Now you're right, Jim.
Wow.
They can flex out. You know,
They'll
what I mean?
flex them right out. If
Yeah.
if Rodgers is in Denver, which is I think why Giants are opening up against Denver, It could be against Rodgers, or maybe Rodgers is playing for us. Who the hell knows?
He's not going anywhere.
Hey, we don't know.
Just crazy.
But so what do you guys think about? We talked about it a little bit, but the Jets opening against the Panthers and Sam Darnold right out the gate. You guys,
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
yeah. But yet Jacksonville, we don't get Jacksonville till week 15, which to me is a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
That late in the season with the number 1 and number 2, and you're going to put them when if things go according to plan, you're looking at 2, maybe 5 or 6 win teams realistically at the end of the year. And now you're going to have those two matching up when it's done. That should have been.
And is it prime time?
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
So yeah, I mean, right.
I hope not.
What if the Jets are 3-11 or whatever week this is, and I mean, then it's not even anything. You should put it on in week 2, week 3, yes, right away.
Yeah, but they do have the day after Christmas, so everybody should be watching football. You know what I mean? They truly do. They do have the game the day after Christmas, but it's also so late. Are you going to show 2, 3 or 2-win teams going at it the day after Christmas?
Right.
Probably not.
Right. It's just that to me they missed the mark bad.
That's what I'm saying. So if they do tweak it, why wouldn't they have tweaked that? That wouldn't that be one of the top things that you say? Where's Lawrence? Where's 1 against 2? Where do we have that?
Right.
That should have been one of the first couple of things on their scratch sheet to address. I mean,
right. Scratch the Patriots off of week 2. Put them down there.
Agreed.
And go Sam Darnold and then Jacksonville weeks 1 and 2. The Jets are must watch football for at least 2 weeks.
Well, let's just calm down there. Let's, Joe.
Come on. You're telling me
on this one.
You're telling me you would not watch the Jets Panthers game or Jacksonville games if they're on TV. You're not going to watch them.
I'm going to watch them as long as they're in the red zone because that's my favorite channel ever.
Okay, let's say you had to pick a game.
I'm kidding, Joe.
Are you going to watch those?
I probably would, yes, because of the limelight. And I agree with you. They should have. Excuse me. They should be playing week 2, week 3, week 4 at the latest.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because once those teams are 1 and 4,
nobody cares.
Even at that point, you're like,
nobody cares.
I'll tune in and see who. Well, I'll watch the highlights and see who won that battle, but you're not going to be all into it. So
week 2, it's Giants Washington Thursday night. They couldn't have put your game there, right?
Yeah.
Well,
they couldn't have moved it to week 2 and had it Thursday night football.
Yeah.
That would have been
ratings there.
That would have been perfect because you figure,
of course,
it's a new season. At worst, there's only 2 losses between them. Like you were saying, there's only 2 losses between them.
The season's not over yet.
Or they worried about that those guys aren't going to start. Which I don't see how they can't. Don't get me wrong.
Actually, I didn't think about that.
Or is that what they're worried about? Or are they going to put
Wilson starting?
Minshew and Joe Flacco Jr. on? You know what I mean? It'd be terrible football. At least with the Giants and Washington. I mean, I'm sorry, but Washington just signed that safety from Miami. Look out for that defense. They were even better than they were last year. I think Washington. I'm not going to give anything away who my predictions are. But Washington may just be the team to beat in the NFC East, which I think is going to be tough because let me tell you what, we said it last year. I think they're going to be where we thought they were going to be last year. Wait, that makes no sense. We predicted.
I'm just glad we played them in week 2.
Carry the 2. Carry the 2.
I got 4 fingers.
The square root. Yeah. The defense should be good.
I feel like that meme, that meme where the guy from Step Brothers is sitting there and there's like shit and he has that crazy hair and glasses and he's like this and there's like stuff floating over his head. But
that's good. Man. Yeah, I think the Jets, they missed a prime opportunity there because
agreed.
That's too bad. And I hate the fact that we don't have anything to build on. Even if we played Jets Patriots, if they played later on in the year and like the Jets are starting to click, things are starting to look good, maybe an upset at the end of the year type of thing. But early out the gate twice, it's like, come on, like give this team a little bit of time to to come together and gel before you throw Bill Belichick at them twice. Like,
Yeah.
to me, that's just they just missed. They missed their bad.
Agreed. I again, I don't know when they solidified this schedule. I mean, are the Jets playing the Panthers out of short coincidence because they're playing that division this year? I mean, I doubt it.
I doubt it.
You know, I don't know. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man. All right. Well, I still think Zach Wilson's going to crush it, but
We'll see.
yeah,
I think they'll be better.
Like,
I mean, they can't be worse, right? They had the worst ranked offense in the league last year, so
2
they
years
can't.
in a row.
Yeah,
2
so
years
they
in a
can't
row.
be any worse. I mean, even if they end up at 30, they'll say, "Hey, it's an improvement."
It's a step forward.
It is.
That's all I want to see. But
Don't
I mean,
be last.
Michael Carter did say Zach Wilson should have been the first pick in the draft. So, I mean,
Okay.
he's
There you go.
he's got to be onto something there, right?
I mean, yeah. What round did they draft him in?
Just the 4th, but it was a steal at the 4th. So, according to Mel Kiper Jr., he was supposed to go in the 3rd round. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm just excited for some football. There's some great games coming up here too to Seattle. Like, I was looking at their schedule. They got some fun games. I might have to try and get some tickets to and see. But
Well,
How much are the tickets out there? Affordable?
I haven't looked at the Seahawks prices yet. They're probably not. They weren't last year. I know, or the year before that when they were selling. When we first got here, I wanted to go to the Seahawks 49ers, that the last game of the season to determine the NFC West champion.
Yeah.
It was like $600 a ticket or something like that. And I was just like,
on.
I can't justify that. Not
No.
from they're not my team. If it was the Jets going for the AFC championship or the AFC East championship, yeah, I'll drop 600 on that. But to watch the 49ers Seahawks,
Yeah, that's no fun.
Yeah,
television.
my
will
brother
do.
was looking at coming up here for the opening home game for the Jets, and maybe going to a game with his one of his daughters, I think.
Yeah,
Nice.
So he may be coming up for that in
so
September.
that would be against the
What
Patriots.
is it? Week 2?
Week
is
2
it week
against, Yeah.
What's
and
that?
then
The 18th, 19th, or something like that.
19th versus
19th.
Yep, against New
Yep.
England.
There you go. Might be that game.
Yeah. So they go to Carolina, then they're at home for the Patriots, then off to Denver, and then back home for the Titans. So, and then they got the London game against the Falcons.
I hate the London games. I hate them.
Yeah.
Dude,
Why are the
6
Jets going to London?
6:30 in the morning, my time.
Why are they going to London? They don't.
I love the. You know what was
care.
great in London when the Yankees played the Red Sox in London? You remember that series?
Oh,
That was a while
But,
back, wasn't it?
Oh my God! It was they crushed I still have it on my DVR. It's so good, such good TV.
yeah.
We're never going to convince Europeans to watch our football. It's just not going to happen.
Did
It's
you?
not going to happen.
Ooh, I wanted to ask Travis about this, and I completely forgot. But I'm obviously a huge sports nerd, and I watched like the entire draft. Even after the round 1, I watched every round. So they brought. Did you watch when the Jacksonville pick came up? I don't remember what round it was in, but they went to London and they had a London fan announce the pick.
Yes.
And at the end, he said, "Go JJ's."
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask Travis about this, like,
What does that mean?
which I'm assuming Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh.
But they said,
Yes.
"Go JJ's." So I'm like, is that London's thing for Jacksonville? They call them the JJ's.
London doesn't even know there's a team in Jacksonville. I mean, what do you? Come on.
They don't even
I
know
don't-
what
let alone have a
Jacksonville
nickname.
is. They don't even know what Jacksonville is.
Where is
Right.
this on a map? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like when Premier Soccer games show up on like ESPN or something like that, and it's got all the different English cities up there, and you're like, where the hell is
Yeah.
Nottingham? Like I thought that was a made up place, but it's
That's right.
it's real.
Isn't that the sheriff of Nottingham or something?
Yeah,
What
I
was
thought
that?
I thought that was just I just thought
that
that was a
Robin Hood?
Robin Hood thing. Yeah.
Friar Tuck. And
Yeah,
stuff?
there's just a bunch of little foxes running around with
Yeah.
bows and
I
arrows.
think that is what it is. I think that's.
But yeah, I guess they call them the JJs over there, which is embarrassing for Jacksonville fans. And I don't know if Travis is here.
It's really not what they call them, I bet. It's what that person's like, Jacksonville Jags. Hey, let's start a new trend, the JJs.
Yeah, perfect.
It might work though. So
why are we trying to shove football into Europe? I get expansion. I get they're always looking more money.
dollars.
But my God, they don't care. Their football is soccer to us.
Right.
And we're never going to call their soccer football. They're never going to call our football. It's just not going to happen, you know?
Nope. Soccer's never going to, as much as people want it to. And actually up here, soccer's pretty big. Like the Seattle Sounders have quite a following, but for the most part in this country, I don't see soccer ever getting a foothold. Get it? Foothold. And and I don't see football ever really catching on over there. You're going to have your little niche markets that enjoy soccer, and over there you're going to have your JJ fans and here and there, but it's never going to be a commonplace, I don't think, anywhere.
No.
Because it's just too boring. Soccer's too boring. I don't care. I just can't.
I mean, it's funny though, because I mean, those guys, you got to be in some kind of shape to play soccer. To run up and down for what is it, 90 minutes or whatever it is?
Well, nobody knows when the soccer game ends. That's the thing.
It's like the thing goes off. Like, no, the referee will let you know. Keep running.
Like, what does that mean?
Keep running. When we will blow the whistle, it's all arbitrary.
It's like
we'll let you know.
It's 90.
We've added 2.5 minutes.
Right.
And then you watch the clock run down. 2.5 minutes go by and the clock's still running. No, not over yet. Nope.
Yeah. Right. And 120 minutes later, you're like, when does it end? And they're like, well, they just tell you when it's over. It's like, well, how do you plan for that? Like, you go in overtime. It's like, okay, we've got 5 seconds left. We better make a push. Like, no. You just keep playing until keep running until they tell you to stop. It's like PE class. Yeah. Mr. Smith, can we stop now? Just keep going. We've got a few minutes left. How many's a few minutes?
What's a few?
Man. Plays for the Sounders younger team. Yeah, it is big up here. I remember we where was it? I think we were coming back from Alaska and we got held over and we were like, the Mariners are playing, let's just jump in it. We grabbed an Uber, went down to the game, got free tickets, which was awesome. Somebody just saw us getting out of a taxi and walked up. They're like, you need tickets? I was like, yeah, but I'm not trying to spend a bunch. They're like, here, we have extra tickets, just take them. I was like, sweet.
Wow.
But yeah, so when we were leaving,
don't see that shit in Boston and New York.
That don't happen here.
It was insane. I thought they were trying to I thought they were just scalpers, just, hey, I got tickets. No, they're just here. We got extra tickets. You guys can have them. I was like, cool. So anyway, the Sounders play in the Seahawks stadium. So as we were leaving, that game was getting ready to start, and just fans, just groves of fans just heading over them. Like, which was weird because it's soccer. Like, I've never seen a soccer fan before. Like, I know they exist, but it's like a unicorn or something. They're supposedly out there, but you just never see them. But I mean, just trainfuls of fans coming in. I was like, wow, this is insane. And just chanting. It was like being in like the stuff you see in England when they're like flipping cars over.
Oh, it's
and
crazy.
like,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But that's how it was up here. I was like, man, it was pretty wild, but.
I went to a soccer game in Giant Stadium probably like 5 years ago. So Annie's father was here, and he's Ecuadorian, and Ecuador was playing in Giant Stadium. I think it was against Haiti. So we get there. So he flies up he lives in Miami, and actually, real quick, so I forgot I was going to say happy birthday to my niece who's down in Miami, or actually in Fort Lauderdale, 10 years old today. Happy birthday, Mia. We love you. I hope to see you soon. And maybe we'll get to go to a game or something. But, yeah, I wanted to say happy birthday. And, 10 years old today.
Happy birthday.
Great
10
girl.
years old.
Great
Happy
girl.
birthday.
Double digits.
Yeah, that's it. Almost a teenager.
Now the fun starts.
Yes, fun stuff. So her father comes up, and her cousin and his wife, and the four of us went to the game. And craziness. I mean, the fans are so into the game. We were sitting way up top too, and it really doesn't matter where you sit in that stadium. I mean, I've sat in the last row. Annie and I have sat in the last row for a concert. Excellent. Wherever you sit, at Giant Stadium, the great seats.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fans, they go crazy. They're yelling and cheering and, fist fights and whatever. I mean, it gets hardcore when you watch a soccer game in some of these other countries.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you don't want to be a referee and make the wrong call in some other country.
You get killed.
Yeah, you might get killed. I've heard stories about
like in South America
guys
and
getting
stuff.
killed and like beheaded. And I mean, crazy.
Yeah. That would probably be the only way I would go to a soccer game is if I could go to like one of the big games in Europe just to witness.
Would you really? Yeah, I mean, it's got to be electric.
I would want to be like you said, like up in the nosebleeds. Like I don't want to be like in the crazy mosh pits because I don't know what's going on. So I wouldn't want to cheer at the wrong time and get curb stomped. Yeah, but it would be exciting in that aspect. Otherwise, though, like I've tried to watch soccer and it's just nothing happens. It's just like kick the ball, everybody chase it, kick the ball the other way, everybody chase it, and I'm just like after a while, I'm like, it's been 67 minutes and it's 0-0 still. Like I can't do this anymore. Like it's just too much. So I don't know.
My youngest son watches it religiously all the time. Like he'll wake up early in the morning or stay up late to watch it. And I just, I watched him play. He played practically his whole life. And I mean, I still don't understand it. I just don't. Like he played goalie. So thank God, I kind of understood that position. But,
yeah.
There's offsides, there's yellow cards, there's red cards,
you have to take acting lessons before you can play.
Yeah,
right?
you have to know how to flop like LeBron. I mean, it's just brutal, But I mean, hey, I guess to each their own. Soccer's not that big up here, but you know what is lacrosse? Lacrosse is getting pretty big up here.
Yeah, I did notice that when I was
starting at a very young age too. I mean, baseball's starting to pick back up. It looks like locally. So, but a lot of lacrosse,
Yeah, I don't know. Look, I mean, soccer, I used to coach my oldest son's soccer team. I played soccer when we were little. My father coached my brother and I. He used to coach the team in Munich when growing up. But, so it's funny. At Giant Stadium, that game I was telling you about, the couple sitting in front of us, I just remembered, they were from Scotland, this young couple. So I hear them talking. I could hear the accent, and I started talking to them. And I said, who you rooting for? Like it couldn't be Haiti and it couldn't be Ecuador, right? They're two blonde, and they're like, no, we just wanted to see a game. We're in New York. They go on vacation for a month or 2 months or whatever the hell it is. And they were in New York and they just bought tickets. They don't know it. They didn't know anything about soccer or about either team. They just wanted to go watch an American soccer game. And they went to the game.
You didn't tell them, no, you go across the river to the Yankees if you want to watch an American game.
Yeah. Yeah, she works in a kilt store in the town of Ayr, I think it was. So I said, Annie wants to go to Scotland in a worse way. And I said, if I ever go there, I'm going to go to that town and I'll buy a kilt from you. So we haven't gone yet. But
do you play golf?
They must be the airiest quilts in all of Scotland. But I got them all day, lining them up.
Yeah. Do you play golf, Jim?
I hit the ball, and then I try and find it.
Would you play golf up there at St. Andrews? If you went up there? I would, just to say I did.
If I could, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to play. Jim has to wear the kilt. Okay, yeah. Okay? Can you delete that?
No way.
No, I'm excited for those pictures. Andy.
I am too. I want to. In fact, I want to see Jim wearing the kilt while playing the back nine on St. Andrews.
Hey, I'm up for anything.
In Giambi's gold thong.
No, I'm not up for that. No. I still don't believe that story, but anyway.
The Associated Press put it out. It's real.
Oh, it's got to be real.
It's on Facebook. It's real, and I think I've seen it there. So
if you believe it, it's the truth.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's never a lie. Nothing is ever a lie.
Oh boy.
Man. Yeah. Oh man. So speaking of games, obviously went to the Mariners game last night. I don't know if I think I need to go to like some kind of like a voodoo priest or maybe like the guy in Beetlejuice to get like whatever baseball hex is on me off. Cause that's the fourth game I've been to this season already. They're now 1-4.
Good for you.
which I got my first win, thank God. But so it took 4 games to see my first Mariners home run, which was rough because that doesn't seem right in
Yep.
4 games. So they got 1 hit by the Dodgers when we went there, and it was a dribbler through the that just got beat out, infield single that got beat out. They were being no hit through 7 last night, which was brutal to watch by Zach Plesac of all people. And I mean, he was dealing. Wow. Everything was strikes. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, a pitcher must be salivating when they get to go to Seattle because I don't know what it is. Yeah. They just dominate. He was through 7 at 68 pitches starting the 7th inning. 68.
So I think I know what it is, and I don't think you need a witch doctor or whatever the hell you were just saying. I think what you need. So it reminds me of you guys fans of Sam Kinison.
Oh, the late Sam.
Do you even know who Sam Kinison is?
Absolutely.
So if you look up his skit about world hunger, he goes, let me be in charge of world hunger. And I'll fly over to where those people are, and I'll tell them there wouldn't be world hunger if you lived where the food is. You live in a desert. Get on a plane, pack up your stuff, and let's go. And I'm going to bring you where the food is. So for you pick teams that lose. You have the Jets, and you have them. If you had a good team, it's not about a hex on you. It's about the team that you follow. If you picked a Yankee or a team that was good, for some reason you pick teams that have a low chance of winning, and then you're surprised when you go that they lost.
All right. So as John would like to say, allow me to retort.
Allow me to retort.
All right, try it.
Who was I a fan of in the 80s for baseball?
I don't know.
You do
Yankees?
Know. The Yankees.
And they were tired. They were terrible.
They were terrible.
Right. I'm glad you switched.
In 92, 93, I became a Mariners fan. When did the Yankees start winning?
95, 96. 96.
All right. So
that was the last time the Mariners won anything.
And the Mariners haven't been to the playoffs in 20 years.
Wow.
That's so funny.
Wow.
And I still remember
maybe it is you. I'll take that back. It's you.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, so who do I see to fix this? I've prayed to the baseball gods.
Wow.
I'm sure I haven't sacrificed blood yet. Maybe I need to go drop some blood into a volcano. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is, but it's insane to think about.
I know a girl that does Reiki. So maybe you can, when you're in town, I'll have her come over and she could pull all
my mother-in-law
juju out of there.
Does that. Maybe
she does it?
Maybe I'll do that. Yeah.
Maybe you need to sacrifice a live chicken.
I could, like Pedro Serrano.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it worked for Serrano. I mean, look how the game ended. He ended up hitting a home run. He finally hit the curveball.
Try the Reiki. You got to bring your family there. See if that does it.
Yeah, she's done it before. It didn't.
Oh, really?
Maybe I can get her. Oh. Well, maybe I need her to focus on just the bad sports energy.
Right. Maybe she's not good at it.
I'll try that. Maybe. Well, hopefully she's been practicing. So
were you our first one?
No.
Were you the guinea pig? Oh, okay, good. Okay.
No, but yeah, maybe I'll try that when she comes up this summer to
it's awesome.
Kids' birthdays. But
the good news is Judge just hit a home run and the Yankees are winning.
I seen that.
That's good.
But brutal game. But that home run was nice. And the guy that caught it with his hat, of all things. Reached over the balcony, flipped his cap off, reached over, scooped it. I was like, wow. Yeah, it was nice, but it was good to see. And then bases loaded. He walked the bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th. 2 outs. Catcher comes up. The catcher comes up. This is the Mariners. Yeah, obviously. Bottom of the 9th. Load the bases up with walks. And I was like, all right, here we go. Something good is finally going to happen. Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3, you're out. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, and like, it's the catcher. I don't know what the bench looked like, but there had to be somebody on the bench that could have come on and hit for the catcher. It wasn't Johnny Bench coming up to the plate there. Mm-hmm. Like, come on. It was brutal. So I lost 4-2. Disappointing, but at least it got exciting after the no-hitter finally ended. But I was sick sick in the seventh. 68 pitches to start the seventh inning, untouchable. Curveball, perfect. Fastball was cooking. Man, but the Indians closer, Clace, 100 mile an hour. And it was nice because we were sitting down the third base line, down the outfield, a couple sections from the pole, forward from the pole. So where we were sitting, I had like a perfect vantage point, like looking right in between. That ball from that angle, I couldn't see it. It was so fast. I couldn't track the ball we were pretty far out, but normally you can see the ball and I'd look up and bam, triple digits on the radar thing up there. But it was incredible how that was the first time I've actually seen 100-mile-an-hour pitch, and it's no joke. And he buzzed Ty France, who had to hit the deck with it was 99. It wasn't quite 100, but I couldn't imagine a ball that fast, like seeing it in person, seeing that come at my head.
Scary stuff.
Incredible. Yeah.
Scary.
How you even get out of the way of it?
Did you see the Shane Bieber catch this week?
No.
He first pitch of the game, he throws the ball 2 or 3 days ago, throws the ball 111 miles an hour at his head. He does this and catches the ball. And he just turns and throws it to the shortstop. Line drive at his head, catches the ball. I mean, it's even faster than it was coming out, than it was going to the pitcher. 111 off the bat, right at him, and he catches it. And he was just defense mode, but
right in 60 feet. That ball covers that.
How do you react that fast? Honestly, how do you react that? I'd be dead right now. I'd be dead. It'd be like you guys would come to my wake, and it would be like a baseball hole through my head.
Yeah,
there wouldn't even be anything there. They'd have to fill it up with something.
Like in a cartoons, goes right through.
Yeah. Head slits. You know what I mean? Like in Terminator, with the metal guy there was in part 2 or 3. Yeah, that was crazy. So talking about Kansas City, you almost have to try to lose 11 games in a row, because that's what they lost. I mean, they lost 11 games in a row, if I wanted, until last night. I mean, they were on. Oh yeah, they were on a horrific losing streak.
I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, I mean, they lost. I want to say 11 in a row. Let's see. 11. They started May 1st at 16-9, then now it's 17-20, and
wow.
And I mean, like, they gave up some runs. Al 13, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 9, 9, 8. I mean, it's not like they were even close. They got shut out twice, only scored one once. I mean, man, look at Kansas City. That was just. It must have been terrible to watch. I wasn't watching the games, but my God, when it got to 5, I'm like, how much worse can it get? And then they lost like 6 more in a row.
Yeah, that's rough. Well, Seattle's sitting at a 5-game losing streak right now too. So
they are.
I know the pain. The thing that drives me crazy with Seattle is you've got the reigning AL Rookie of the Year. You just called up Jared Kelenic, who went 0 for 4 last night, unfortunately, but he did get. A foul ball diving into the stand, like tumbling into the stands to get one of those outs was rough. Had a couple hard hit balls, but just nothing found grasp. But
you got his first game. He's pressing too. You know what I mean?
But Mitch Haniger, Kyle Seager, J.P. Crawford, you got some vets in there too, and you got some hitters. I mean, Haniger's got 10 home runs. I think I don't know if he's still leading the AL, but he was leading the AL with 10 home runs. They got guys that can hit. And they had 2 hits in the game last night. 2. It's just like, what is going on? Like, it doesn't make sense. They have a collective batting average. I think it was 204 going into the game with 2 hits. It's got to be under 200 now, right?
Oh,
it's just how do you have a collective team batting average under the Mendoza line?
Pitching neutralizes hitting.
It's insane. It really is.
So what I love about the Red Sox this year, my favorite stat, like I said at the beginning of the year, I knew their offense was going to be good, and it's really good. Their starters now have 17 out of the 23 wins, and their starting rotation ERA is now under 4. So Garrett Richards, who just pitched again last night, had a great solid out, and I think he went 6 innings, no earned runs. That's 2 in a row now for him, and he's at number 4. He now has 3 wins. Erod has 5. But as a team, their ERA is under 4. But what frightens me is the only person that's under like 3 is our closer, which is Matt Barnes with 8 saves. So that's a little frightening. But I do like the fact that our starters are pitching into the 5th and 6th inning. They're getting to the point where they're able to get the win, because this didn't happen last year. If you guys remember me talking, the thing I bitched about every week was that they weren't making it to that deep in the game. So the fact they get 17th, still very early season. What are we at? 34 games, 35 games. But I'll tell you what, it's creeping up into June almost. So I'm just hoping they can continue to play the same baseball. And Xander Bogaerts, man, what a bat that guy has! Bat, glove. JD Martinez is hitting the ball again. Devers is hitting the ball. Still waiting for Dalbach to kind of, get above 200 and stay there. There was a lot of hype on him. Oh, he's going to win Rookie of the Year because he hit 7 home runs in spring training. Yeah, against college kids in friggin' Double-A pitches. Yeah,
Cold.
Stop it.
You're still plus 36 though, run differential.
They are,
Yeah.
and that attributes to a really good offense. Again, the pitching is a lot better than I thought it would be. And now I'll throw out the question: if we keep playing this way, are we going to be buyers instead of sellers? You know what I mean? Are we going to get Sale back? Are we going to? I don't know what pitchers are out there that are coming up for contracts. I don't know, who would be on the trading block, but it's just going to be curious to see, because that AL East is tough right now. That's a tough division, man.
Right.
The question is, when do we finally get to play you so we can leapfrog you?
That's bullshit. I
That's
agree,
the only
Jim.
question. That's the only question.
We're in
wait.
the middle of May. I'm not even paying attention to your hogwash there about
Second half,
leapfrogging
probably.
us. Yeah,
Actually, it'd be even better. Let you guys have it for a while, and then just at the end,
let us
knock you
have
right
it.
back down.
Let
Knock
us
you
have
back
it.
down.
But John, what about the 11-11 at home and 12-5 on the road for the Red Sox? Like that,
I don't get that, man.
the Red Sox are supposed to
don't-
be good at home.
I
That's
know they are, and they're not. I don't understand that.
something's
I
got to give
don't-
there.
Well, let's hope it reverses and their road play stays the same. Has there ever been a team at home, like a legit team? I'm not talking teams that finish with 40, 50 wins, that ever have a better record on the road than away, or
Yeah.
away than home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Probably not.
Right, you're supposed to win at home. That's the idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Seattle needs
home
to get
cooking.
that memo. Really do.
and Jim, we don't play each other for another 3 weeks. I think it's
That's
bullshit.
unbelievable.
It's
unbelievable.
bullshit.
It really is.
The dumbest shit I've ever seen.
So then it's going to be Red Sox, and then the week after Red Sox, the week after, because then they got to catch up because we have so many games against each other.
Well, actually, that's good, right? So as
no,
summer
it-
heats up,
It's not good
you're
for
gonna
John.
have
It's not
you're
good
gonna
for
have
John.
the battles.
No,
That's
but
what
what's
you want.
crazy is there's 3 games in June, and up to July 11th they don't play again. So hold on, let me look at the second half of the season. I hate this shit, man. I don't like the schedule.
Well, they're gonna
It's gonna
stack
be
them
a-
at the end.
Yeah. So now 4 games, July 15th to the 18th against New York, July 22nd to the 25th against New York. And then we don't play again, Jim, until September 24th. It just seems like we're not playing a lot this year.
Well, I don't know how that would make sense. I wonder how much those tickets are. Speaking of tickets and going to games,
So it's
I mean,
showing.
I'll be up. I'll be up that way sometime over the summer. I
Let's
could
check out a
schedule
game
it.
together, man.
I could
I'll-
schedule it that way, so I'm there when the Yankees are in town. As long as it's not a weekend. If it's midweek, I can.
So these, why are they so cheap in New York and expensive in Boston? So no lie, I'm looking at Red Sox at New York, 15th through the 18th. Not a ticket above
Take it easy,
$142.
Alex. Enjoy your movie. Thanks for stopping by.
22nd to 25th,
Yep.
$400 a piece, Jim.
Wow.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
It's Red Sox.
In Yankee Stadium, nothing over 140.
Nothing
Boston's
over 140.
400.
Boston is $400. How is that? Honestly,
They're
how is
crooks.
that?
They're all crooks up there. That's why.
And then at New York again, August 17th, they're all crooks.
Man,
Shit,
I got-
maybe I'll fly out to Seattle because
Yeah.
tickets are $41.
I got
and it'd
I got
be cheaper for me
4
to fly
tickets.
there.
With the hotel and everything.
I got a
too
spare
far.
room. Just come on out.
There you go.
No,
You're right, Alex.
I got 4 tickets last night for last night's game, like a couple days in advance. $36 a piece. We're sitting in the 30th row down the third baseline.
That's great.
That's
That's how
bullshit.
Baltimore is. Baltimore is like $50.
That's why I can
15
go to
to
a game.
park. Done.
Yeah. I couldn't do it. You go to a Red Sox. You can go to one Red Sox game a year, basically, and then I'm recouping my savings account.
Yeah.
That's
back-
why,
yeah,
honestly, man,
it's
and
incredible.
it's not even the ticket prices. You're gonna pay 50. You're gonna drive in. You're gonna pay $40 and $60 for parking, and then friggin', inside beers are $12 or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
Hot dogs are $7, and it's just
Yep.
it kind of takes the fun out of it because you buy 4 tickets, you're talking it's going to be well over $1,000 to go to a baseball game, and I'm not going to pay it. I love the Red Sox. I'm not going to pay it. I'll go to a Sea Dogs game up in Portland, which I went to their opener and they lost, and then they won 6-7, of course. So Joe, I'm right there along with you, man. I have no luck when it comes to going, but I mean, $18 a ticket. I got to see some of the future stars for the Red Sox, a fun field, and it's just
Future
fun
stars.
to watch.
Yeah.
Was Jeter Downs playing there?
No, he's
Is
up
he
in
in Double A?
AAA.
He's in
Yeah.
Triple.
Yep. So my plan is this year I'm gonna hit Worcester. I'm gonna hit AAA. I'm gonna hit the New Hampshire Fisher Cats. I think I'm gonna take a trip down to Hartford, check out the Hartford Pigeon Dogs or whatever the hell their name is, and just kind of check out all the local AA and AAA teams. To be quite honest, and that will probably be less than going to a Red Sox game.
Huh.
So
Yeah, for all of it combined.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So what do you guys think about the Oakland A's moving? You see that? They're searching for a new home.
Montreal. They want to go to Montreal, man.
I don't know if they're going to do that. I think they go to Vegas like the Raiders did.
Yeah, but is there a
Yeah.
is there a following for them in Vegas?
I
You
guess
know,
there's not
or-
in Oakland.
They're following them in Oakland.
Yeah.
Oakland's
it's-
not a safe area. I mean,
Well,
that stadium's a shithole.
is.
that's the problem. It's too much to refurb it, so that's why it's cheaper for them to move, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a Oakland A's following. There has to be.
oh
I
yeah,
mean, the A's have been there forever. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But I will it travel to Vegas the same way the Raiders did? I don't think so.
Yeah,
man.
but they've had the whole top half of that stadium tarped off
Right.
for a decade now. I mean, they can't
Right.
oh my
I
god,
they
agree.
can't sell
agree.
out. They can't sell out a game.
more than a decade.
and they've been in first or in contention in the playoffs the last couple years, and they still can't sell out games to that.
But it's too big. The field is too. The
Oh,
the
yeah.
foul territory is way too big.
Yeah,
the
because it's a football
stands.
stadium.
Wait,
Yeah.
if you sat in that tarped area, you couldn't. You need a telescope. You
Right.
couldn't see anything. It's so far away.
By
I
the
mean, come
time
on.
by the time the sound of the ball getting hit made it up to you, they'd be home.
Oh my god,
I
It's
couldn't see
it's
it.
So bad.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But
So bad.
he's jogging around the bases. I assume it was a home run. Let's listen for the crack of the bat. No,
Yeah,
it's insane. It's insane.
It's kind of stupid if you think about it. But I mean, that stadium. I mean, what if they put a new stadium there? What if they put a state-of-the-art stadium in Oakland somewhere? You know what I,
I don't
mean?
know. I don't think they would.
Would people go? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it's so close to San Fran too. I mean,
Right.
they're
How
not
many teams
far
do you
apart.
need? The
No, they're not
Dodgers,
far
the
apart,
Angels, the Giants.
Yeah.
Like that's enough.
Yeah.
You got
Right,
you've
but I mean,
diluted
it-
the pool too much.
Yeah, the Dodgers and Angels are further south, though. I
They
mean,
are.
it's right over the Bay Bridge. You go to San Fran, you go over the Bay Bridge, come down a couple exits, and you get off in Oakland. You're at the Coliseum, so it's
Yeah.
not far apart.
Right.
I say move to Montreal, call them the Expos, bring back the Expos, and
There you
go
go.
from there.
Oh yeah. What do you do when you can't get in? Like look at the Blue Jays. Now
Can't
they're
go
getting
home.
ready. They're going back up to Buffalo to play in Buffalo. Like it's
Oh,
Ooh, maybe
they're
I'll
going to
take a
meet
trip up there. Maybe I'll
yeah.
take
They're
a
moving
trip
them.
up
They're
there.
moving back up to the Buffalo Stadium. Is what I heard.
Oh,
That'd be
I
kinda
thought they were going to
fun.
be in Dunedin. I was going to go see a game.
I don't know when they're moving, but I did read that they were heading back up to Buffalo soon.
Oh,
Maybe the humidity's too much. I don't know. That would be miserable actually to play summer games outside in Florida. Oh God.
Yeah, that's gross. That'd be
oh
just
maybe
gross.
that's why they're moving up there. Maybe it's the summertime months.
Maybe.
Toronto's like, we're not
God.
staying down here. We're
That
not
would be
staying.
miserable. Could you? Oh God, 80 degrees, 100% humidity, and you're gonna
All
play
the
baseball
humidity.
games.
The ball won't carry it all.
No,
Yeah.
you'd hit it, just be like bleh.
Dead. Can't get out of the infield.
Everyone's bunting back to the pitcher. I don't know what's going on. No, they're full swings. They're just not going anywhere. Yeah.
Vaseline ball coming in.
Yeah. And the other big thing, do you guys see the sports card? Do you guys? I mean, sports cards are going through the roof.
They are.
We've talked about it a little bit. Did you see Target just announced that they're going to stop selling sports cards temporarily?
No.
It's insane. So I was reading the article,
Why?
and so what they ended up doing was because the demand is so crazy that they initially said only 3 products per customer. Then they changed it to 1 per household because lines were like wrapping around the buildings. Like Friday mornings when I guess they restock, lines were wrapping around trying to get cards, and I guess people were getting into fights.
Baseball cards?
All sports cards, anything. They even Pokemon cards. They said they're stopping all.
Yeah, Pokemon's crazy, right? 'Cause
Pokemon's
25 years
crazy.
old.
Football's crazy. Baseball's crazy. Basketball's insane. Like it's all insane. So they're temporarily pausing sales of cards. It's insane. It really is. And like I saw something else that Panini, the big sports card company, was talking about the same stuff, that their retailers are like it's just getting dangerous for them to do it. They've had to take them off the shelves and go lock them up. And I've even noticed in even Walmarts around here, you have to go back into the electronics section and they have them blocked up like video games and stuff. So they have to unlock it, pull it
Wow.
out, and it's one item per customer.
Wow.
I was like, holy crap. Because I went in there and I was looking and I was like, oh, they actually have cards here. So I bought a box of cards because they're actually affordable there. You know, it was like $40 for, a box of cards. I was like, all right, did that. But yeah, they had to go unlock it and give it to you. So it's just insane. It really is. But I didn't know that it was that bad. Like I just thought they were doing it because people were stealing cards because they're in so high demand. But yeah, I guess they're wrapping around Targets at like 6:00 in the morning. Lines are wrapped around the building to get the.
I didn't
get
hear
the
anything
cards.
about that. I mean, there's a
I
Target
didn't
not far
either.
from here, and I've never heard anything in the news. I didn't even know Target sold baseball cards.
Yeah. Target and Walmart, I guess, are big in retail. Said you could still buy them online, but they're not putting them in the stores anymore because it's just becoming too dangerous for customers.
Well,
Which
you
is
know what's
insane.
crazy is you can now buy shares of someone's baseball cards. Shares.
Can you?
Yes.
You can buy what?
Partial shares of somebody's baseball card collection.
Interesting.
It's insane. Look it up. I was reading it the other day. It was a picture of like Ricky Henderson's rookie card, which I have a couple of, just in shitty ass shape, but whatever. And it's some securities commission and trading thing where they show a card worth like 200 grand and you can buy shares as low as $10. So when it sells, you make that money. But man, I guess I don't understand. Is it going to work like a stock? But who is securing the value of that card? Because cards are only worth whatever somebody's going to pay for it.
Right.
And I get stocks run the same way too. I completely get it. But stocks at least have a company value. Apple is always going to be worth this much, or at least for now.
Yeah, but it's whatever somebody's willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
So no different. I
mean-
guess if they say the card if they're selling chunks of the card at $200,000 and they sell it for $1 million, you get the equivalent of whatever you own.
Right. But
which
I
makes
mean,
sense, but
it's just crazy. But as low as $10. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like what's, I don't know.
what's bad is they're gonna destroy the industry. It's gonna
Yes.
be like the '80s again, where there's just such like all the cards that I own from the '80s and '90s, they're worthless,
Right.
Because
That's
they
what I
made
own.
10 million of them.
Right.
So like some of the ones like that I have behind me are all either autographed or numbered or jersey stuff that
Right.
they're limited values. But if they just start pumping out cards to
It's
meet
going to be
demand,
worthless. Yes.
yeah, and it's stupid. It
So
really
my thing is, why wouldn't you?
right. The companies are going to do it, but they're going to
Absolutely.
But then you lose that balance. Like if you restrict the printing of them and you keep it low every single year, you're going to keep that demand, and the value is going to stay and that drive is going to stay. But if you flood the market with stuff,
So why do
and-
they care what the value is? They're getting
They don't.
They mark
That's what I
mark
mean.
up Right. They may mark up what their costs are,
Right.
and that's all they want. If the demand is there, you print and print and print.
Right.
Who cares what
No.
happens in 20 years? They don't
Right.
care.
They have to
Topps
care
or
because they still want to be
Pinnacle or-
here. They want to be here in 20 years, and you want that
But
demand.
people, not if everyone's going to keep buying.
Joe,
Yeah, but-
baseball cards have been around. I mean, you just said
Yeah,
the 80s and 90s, and people are still buying them.
Yeah, but look at it. I mean, you all of the 90s, all of the 2000s, cards were nothing. Nobody collected anything. I mean, because there was nothing of value left because they overprinted everything. And now if you do that again, then in 10 years from now, there's going to be so many cards out there that everybody's going to be like, I don't need them. Like there's nothing of significant value. And then you
Yeah,
have
but
to.
kids will buy them, man. I mean, I was a kid. All my quarters went to baseball cards.
Yeah,
I
your
wasn't-
quarters. You know how much a box of cards costs now?
I don't even
Yep.
know.
Oh, John, if I told you how much some of these boxes of
So a
cards were going
set-
for,
a
you'd
set
shit,
you're talking about?
your pants. No,
set?
just a box of cards, like with a couple packs in it. Maybe one pack. Like a lot of boxes now are one pack of cards with 5
wow.
cards in it, and it'll cost you $1,000.
Shut up.
Come on.
I swear to God.
Are you fucking
swear to
kidding
God.
me?
No.
Sorry. Are you
I used to
kidding me?
buy. I have all the sets still. I started in 1981. I was in Cooperstown.
And they're
Bought
useless.
the
They're
81
worthless.
set, and I have
Yeah.
all of the 80s and
Yeah.
maybe a couple 90s.
They're worthless.
But I have
Wow.
all the sets. They're worthless.
They're worthless. They're
I'm
worthless.
I'll throw them on the fire pit tonight.
Yeah, they're about worth that much money. I mean, unless you've got like basketball stuff with like Jordan in it or something like that. But baseball
There's got to
stuff
be
from the
some.
80s and 90s.
There's got to be a card or two in there where it's something. All through
from
the 80s, nobody's rookie cards in there.
Who stands out in your mind? That's elite. It's got to be like. There's just not, and then there was just so many cards made that there's no rare cards that are valuable. That's the point. Is like the '80s, they were just pumping out cards, and they didn't have like numbered cards or like one of one, like a lot of one of ones,
right.
one of five.
Wow,
Like,
they're really like Ricky Henderson rookie card, $35 from 1980.
yeah, because
Wow.
there's 10 million of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, you're right. You're right. I mean, I'm with
So
you.
you just
but-
got to hold on to them. That's it.
Yeah, and hope
gotta
that
hold
the
them.
supply just disappears.
When they're
and
100 years old, then
Yeah, and you got to hope that the supply has gone down. But now you look at if you look at there's and Panini, from my understanding, is the only one that holds the rights to NFL and MLB, so they have the rights to it, so that they can actually brand or label it appropriately. But yeah, they have a bunch of different products, but they have the Panini One, which is literally one card. And it's $1,000 a box, over about $1,500 a box for one card.
Yeah,
You
but
get
where's the value with that though? Like who's determining the value of this card if it's already $1,000 before it's even sold? So is somebody willing to pay $5,000 for it?
Yeah, go look on eBay.
Really?
Go look up Justin
Okay.
Herbert. Go look up Justin Herbert autographed. They're called RPAs, rookie patch autos. So they'll have a patch, the autograph, and it's a rookie card. Justin Herbert rookie cards, Joe Burrow rookie cards, autographed rookie cards are selling for $15,000 to $25,000.
come on.
What if they
And that's
suck?
that's
What
why
about,
the demand is so high.
Zach Wilson and Lawrence and others?
So it's funny. So they put out redemption cards, right? So and I've seen them. They're selling them on eBay, and it just says like rookie card, and it's like quarterback 2. So whatever quarterback was drafted number 2, you would redeem that card and get who it was, which is now Zach Wilson. You could buy that redemption card on eBay for $1,000, or that was the last bidding that I saw on it, $1,000 for it for the redemption card. It's not even made yet, but you'll probably get it in 2 years, and it'll be an autographed, probably a patch autographed rookie card. And it was $1,000 last time I looked at the bidding. I don't even know what it went up to, but probably more than that. I can only imagine what Trevor Lawrence is going for as well.
So how do you buy these cards? How do you buy these RPA football cards? Do they sell them in a store? Do they sell them from a vendor?
So you get them
or-
out of packs. Or you could buy them on eBay if you want to buy individual ones, but it's cheaper. And that's kind of the things I was telling you guys, like the stuff that I have behind me. You go into those live breaks and you purchase either
a box, yeah.
no, they open a case. So they'll open a case of whatever card it is, And I'm telling, like, some of these cases are like $20,000 if you wanted to buy the case with like 12 boxes in it. But you'll pay like $400 and you'll get like a random team or a specific team, and that changes the price. Like if you want to get like the Bengals because of Joe Burrow, or the Chargers, those will be maybe $800, $900 because those cards are a lot more valuable. But you'll buy that team, and they'll open a case of boxes, like 12 boxes of cards that have probably 5 cards in it. They'll open those up, and you get that team, whatever team, or they'll do a random drawing or just a computer randomizer thing. Put your name in, and randomize, and that's the team you get. And whatever cards they pull out, if you randomly get the Cowboys, whatever Cowboys cards they pull out, they ship to you. So, I mean, it's good in a way if you have a specific player that you want. If you're doing it for
you
money,
want like the Jags. You want the Jags and get a Trevor Lawrence card.
You're going to want them next year, yeah. So they're going to be ridiculously expensive. They'll be the expensive one. But if you spend $500 on a case, on a Jaguars case, and you get 2 Trevor Lawrence cards out of it, and you sell them for $10,000 a piece, it's worth it, right? Wow. But you could also not get any Trevor Lawrence cards. You can not get any Jaguar cards at all, and then you're just out the $500. So it's one of those.
That's crazy. I mean, the cards used to be available to kids.
Yeah, it's not a
piece of gum that you couldn't chew.
That's
and a couple
of
cards.
Right? That's too bad.
Right. No, it's still our generation's thing, but it's come to our price target now, and you've got a bunch of rich guys that are driving the cards through the roof, and these Brady rookies that are selling for $2 million are part of the problem.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, because I mean, how much fun was it going to the store and getting cards and trading with your friends and chewing the gum in there? Yeah, maybe they weren't worth shit, but man, it was just fun to do. You built your teams, and that's unfortunate.
But you were opening packs to find your team's players, and that was something you cared about. And now you look at it, and it's like, well, there was 10 million of those cards printed, and they're worthless. And now you've got these ones that are, I mean, the cards now are gorgeous. I mean, I've showed you some of the ones that I've gotten from doing these things, and they're beautiful cards. Like that one that's like right there over my thumb. That's the one I showed you guys. That's got 8 different NFL quarterbacks on it. The Brady and Manning jerseys and Montana and like all that. Like it's
just crazy.
The stuff that they're making now is not what we had when we were kids. Like, it
has to be a specialty. Like I got Dream Team stuff, basketball. I got in the 80s, Domino's had a NFL quarterbacks, and I think it's up in the attic. A bag full. I mean, I have 100 packs of them. I don't even know who the hell's in it. I didn't open them. That was probably 87, 88.
Yeah.
Where they ran some kind of NFL quarterback cards, and every pack had like 3 or 4 cards in it. Like if you ordered a pizza, you got it. You got a pack or whatever the hell the thing was.
Yeah.
And I had like 2 stacks of cards, packages of cards.
Yeah, it's just,
I gotta look that up and see what's.
You're going to be disappointed. You're going to be disappointed.
1987. Hey, this guy knows everything.
Yeah.
See that?
Johnny Muck, welcome.
I mean,
welcome to the show.
instantly knows.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Does he have some of those cards too? I gotta go find them.
I'm sure he does. Sure.
I gotta go find them.
Right, but I mean, you could look it up online. It's probably worth.
I know.
It's worth a couple bucks probably at best. It's probably better as like background decor. put them all in a thing and put them up behind you type of thing than it is
right
anything else.
I mean, it's got to be Montana and Marino and
but they're not autographed, so it's just a regular card. So like, I don't know, it just changed. The whole industry has changed to something completely unrecognizable to what it was back in the 80s and 90s even. I mean,
once again, adult ruining something for kids. That's all it is.
That's right.
I hate to say it, but you want kids to follow baseball. Let them grow up how we did with baseball. It's But I mean, again, money's going to rule whatever happens. So if card companies can make $1,000 off a box versus $5, of course they're gonna. But I don't know.
But I think it's one of they have to balance that's a whole supply demand thing. Like you can't flood the market and then get stuck holding, 10,000, 100,000 cards that you can't sell because you flood the market with it and you can't recoup. It's kind of like the toilet paper industry did during the pandemic. They produced so much toilet paper that they couldn't move it because they were trying to catch up instead of just ramping up production a little bit. They went through the roof and caused all the. I mean, it's basic supply and demand stuff.
Yeah.
But,
Johnny Muck, what was that board game we played? The baseball game at Derek's all the time. I know it will take a couple seconds for him to reply, but we played this board game where you rolled the dice, and that player, say if it was like 55 was a double, and you roll a 5-5, it was a double, and we would keep scoring a book, and you would move ABBA. Is that what it was, Johnny?
I never heard of that.
Oh man, we played this religiously as kids. And what it was like a card with every team. Like it had all the teams and that had all the players in it. And whatever you rolled, like 66 was a home run, 44. Yes. Yes. It was over at Derek's house. God, what was the name of it, Mark? Was it ABBA? APPA?
So while Muck's looking it up, did you guys see the play with the Met outfielder smashing his face in the wall, running full blast?
Yeah.
Albert Almora. You bring that play up. This guy he thought he was playing in a field with no wall, I guess. He is running full blast and face first, bang, and he gets taken out of the game.
Stride. And he was apparently nobody taught him that when your cleats are hitting dirt, that's the warning track, man.
But where's the center fielder saying,
I know
3 feet, 2 feet,
wall, something.
Right. I mean,
but how do you not know the difference between grass? I mean, he must have been that focused.
Oh my God. It was like 3 days ago, Joe. That's unbelievable. So you know what I was going to say? And so when I was at the Orioles Yankee game a week ago, whatever it was, what I found surprising was I know the pitchers where they have the little card under their cap, and if they're going to go to a different sign, whatever, they'll look and see whatever. You ever see them checking under their cap for the signs they're going to use? No. Yeah. So if there's a man on second base, the catcher may say, "Hey, 2 or 4 or something," and he takes his hat off and looks at the card and he puts it back in, so he knows like, okay, 1 now is going to be a curveball instead of a fastball. But the outfielders, I didn't realize the players in the field have cards too. So I'm sitting behind Frazier, and I could see Aaron Hicks in center field. So Aaron Hicks, Frazier looks at his hat, and he gets set up in the outfield. And then he looks over at Aaron Hicks, and Aaron Hicks puts his hands up like this. And Frazier's like pointing like forward, and Hicks is looking at the card, and he's telling Frazier where he should play. And I'm like, hold it. I'm like, what? How much information is on this card that he's in center field, and he's telling Frazier he's got to move up into the left a little bit? First of all, I could even see that angle from center field, and based on that guy, he was positioning the left fielder. I never saw that before. I didn't realize. And if you watch, when you go to the next game, watch the players after each at bat. They'll look and see who's up and if they should move back or forward. It's almost like they don't look at the coach anymore, and the coach isn't saying back up or come in or whatever. Now they look at this card, and I can't imagine how much info is on that card. It's got to have information about every batter. And what if there's a pinch hitter? Does they have that stuff on there too? I don't know. But he was positioning him. He was like, "What are you doing? Up, over." And he's like, "Okay, good." And I was like, "Wow." I get the center field is the captain of the outfield, but I didn't realize he's positioning the rookies too. But
wow,
yeah,
I haven't noticed that at any of the games that I've gone to. But I'll
God, every game on TV, you see the pitcher look in his hat, looks at the. What did you think he was looking at his hat to? He was praying or something. He's looking at the card in his hat.
I don't notice them taking their hat off that often.
Come on, it probably happened 5 times already since I've been watching this.
That must be a Yankees cheating thing.
That's probably what it is. They're cheating. Right. They're cheating.
I mean, they must be.
At this point, I wish Seattle would start doing something so they could win. I don't care, man.
That's what it is. They
Fucking-
need the cards. That's what it
Yeah.
is. They don't have any cards.
Right, put earbuds in. I don't care. Like, do what you got to do.
Oh my god.
It's insane now. Some of the guys that I work with, a couple of the guys, they've got hearing issues, obviously from working around Jets for so long, and they've got these little tiny hearing aids that they've got like hooked into their ears, and they're Bluetooth. So like the guy I'm working with, like he's sitting there and he's got his phone on and he's watching something, and he's just working away, and he just takes a phone call. And I don't even like see it because you can't hear it ring. It just rings in his ear. He takes the phone call and he just starts talking, and I'm like,
What are you
what
talking
are you talking about? And he's like, oh, sorry, I'm on the phone. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, you can't even see it. It's like a little tiny wire that just goes, loops
Yep.
around his ear and goes in. I'm like, and he's like, dude, the sound sounds better than any headsets or earbuds or anything I've ever had. It sounds incredible, and I can hear everything. And it's just like,
Wow.
how
Yeah,
long
it's
until
right. It's right
like,
against his eardrum. That's why.
yeah, like why don't quarterbacks do that? Throw that thing in there. Now you're
Right.
not going like this,
That's
trying to
right.
hear everything. You just got to play.
That's how the
They-
Giants beat New England. That
Well, and just like that, he's out. You talk nonsense, you get thrown off the show. That's what happens here.
No, what's happening is we're being monitored, and the NFL just cut him off before.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Oh man,
Oh,
we
my
better.
God, that's funny.
That's too
That's
funny.
funny.
Anyway, man, this is gone. Yeah, we're pretty long. We should wrap it up anyway.
Wow, I didn't realize it was almost 8:00.
Yeah, it's getting late. I got to go pick up the little ones. So, yeah. So Good Friday night. I think we'll see if if John comes
You
back.
see what
or-
happens? He's out.
They might have just completely fried his computer just to make sure he doesn't talk anymore.
That's
So
right. That's
we
right.
better be careful what we talk about now. So
Right.
this
Well, he
is
was
defi-
borrowing. He was borrowing somebody's camera. There must have been a timer on it.
Maybe. That is definitely not how the Giants won. I'm just going to say that. Leave my computer alone.
No.
I don't
all
need it
legit.
fried. Yeah, totally legit. It's definitely not what they're doing. Wink, wink. All right. So, yeah, please. So, guys, have a great weekend. We'll find out. Don't worry about John. If he's not back Monday, it's because he's in custody somewhere in a mountain in Colorado. But I'm sure he'll be back with us shortly. But until then, have a great weekend. Please hit that subscribe button if you're watching later. And we will see you guys on Monday to have some more fun.